Welcome to Satisfactory. My name is Nilaus and this is a showcase of a build that I've made in my current Let's Play. This is my drone hub, my build everything and collect it at one location. So I thought that to be perfectly honest, I'm so proud of this that I felt that this deserved a showcase video just for itself because it just works absolutely wonderful and it has consolidated everything I want and into one location. So this video will be going through how it works, how I build it, so you can build it yourself if you feel inclined, and also just how it interacts with generally the rest of the base, which is sort of like everywhere else. So what is this drone hub? Well, the purpose of the drone hub is, well, having everything available at one location, so you can go in here and you can grab any location, anything that's made anywhere on the map is available for you at just at a glance. There are currently 40 slots open and available here, and not all of them are full. Let's be honest, turbo motors, not quite full yet. But yeah, supercomputers, absolutely. Turbo motors are the one. There are some empty here because they have not been assigned for anything. I think I have 7 empty. And I only have like stuff like plutonium and uranium that I could add here. But I don't think I want that in my hub. Basically, just go around, take a look at what you want. Nobilis, also not quite there yet. And also stuff like fuel, even though it's not a building component. So the idea is that if you want to go out and make a build, you can go in here and say, I want to build some nuclear power plants. And then you just go and find what you need. So you can say, okay, heavy modular frames, good stuff. Alkali aluminum sheets, that's easy as well. Right here, just grab some of these and then you can head out and build your nuclear power plants if that's what you feel inclined to do. So how does it work? Let's have a look at it. It's built quite meticulously because I only do 90-degree turns everywhere. So I have these drone ports, one drone port for one resource, obviously, and basically they have the name hub and then whatever they are bringing in here. And it looks fantastic. It takes like a stupid amount of power because each of them takes 100 megawatts of power, but I want it this way because it's consistent and you can see that they will just manage themselves. If I pick up some things like this, I picked up some alkali aluminum sheets, well, they are just drawing it in from, I would imagine that would be this one. Yep, alkali aluminum sheets. And if the drone that's hovering here, this has 810, when this one empties, it just flies out and brings some more. So obviously, when you start it up, there's going to be a lot of things that your drones are going to bring back and forth and your entire base is going to work. But over time, it'll just reach a steady state where everything is full and it's only when you pick up something that will trigger some new deliveries. The way I've done it, you can see these drone ports, they are 3x3. So I have done it in a way like you can see here from the side. I have basically raised each one going in and then one foundation up, one big foundation like this up, and then here it's 2 up and 3 up and then going in here. What I found is that when you have 3 tiles wide, you can fit in comfortably 4 storage boxes. I want to take the small ones because I don't really need the big ones. So 4 small boxes, and that means that this can only be 4 wide. So when I did that, I was like, okay, there's 4 wide here. Let me just wait for the autosave. Yep, it takes a while at this point. 4 wide, and then if I build 4 wide on the other side, then it's symmetrical. So that means 8 items in, and then I figure out how deep I want it. In this case, yeah, as I said, 40, and I'm using 33 of them. And I have everything that I could possibly want. I don't have stuff like compacted coal and biofuel because they're not crafting materials for anything. The interesting thing that is also how it is made, because I don't do spaghetti. So even when you go below deck, you will see that we have very, very clean lines. The way I'm doing it, let's take one example. I take the one that is furthest away, and I bring it half a square up here, bring it over, and bring it to this line where it then goes all the way over, and then goes on a lift into the box. The next one will then need to be higher, that is positioned exactly one up. And that fits with this layer because then I can build it, and then have it go out here to the second position, and the third one goes into third position, and the fourth one goes straight in, which is brilliant. Then we have the batteries, because every single drone port here has batteries. They have a full complement of batteries. That means I need to be distributing batteries to everything. The way I do that is by having the first one, and the first one is obviously because it was the first one I built. This one over here is batteries, and I'm taking batteries out at ground level. That's why all the other first ones are at this level. So this one is at ground level, and basically from here it just splits, goes in here. You know, notice all of these are 90-degree turns. Goes in, goes up to the first one. If we try to see if we can get an overview, I think it might be better to look at it from this side. Since all of the drones or all of the batteries are going in at the same place, you just take it down and turn it. It's better to take one of the other ones. You take it down and turn, down and turn, turn and turn. So you can have like one line here, you can have one line there, one line there, and one line there, all taking care of it. It's going to take a stupid amount of batteries to fill up everything, but again, once it's done, and then you don't need to deal with it again. I'm also bringing it from this side over on the other side, and then again doing the same thing, spread it all the way over. So you can see, even below deck, it is exceedingly crisp and really well organized. It is actually not that difficult to make once you sort of get the hang of it and see how it goes. What you're seeing here is that I also have like some other things, like all the other things, like you would want to have at a hub. You have your hub, you have your MAM, you have your awesome shop. Over here you have the equipment workshop. I have some boxes for just things I picked up during exploration, and that basically means that this is the center of my location. I'll go from here. I also have on the outside there, I have a cannon that brings me back to my production facility here. And then I have my hypertube network going out to different sites. Now, in order for this to work, I need to have a specific way of designing my roboport or drone port network. And that's also a part of it. I'll go out and show you at one of these locations how it works. Let's just take that one because it's pretty close. So let me just let's just together jump down here and go to that location. Here we are with a supercomputer build, or basically any build that makes sense. We are going to first I'm going to show you a bit of tricks. If you do a deconstruct, you can see that this one has 160 batteries in. If you do a deconstruct here on the drone port, you also get the drone somewhere out in the world that has 66 cooling systems. So you can clearly see, if you see that the drone that's belonging here is missing, and you wonder how much is actually bringing in, then just hover the deconstructor and you can see it's bringing 66. So wherever it is, I don't know where it is, but it's coming inbound. It's probably that one, I would imagine. Let's see if it actually is, and then we will try to deconstruct it as it comes closer so we can see. Come on. 66. That's a neat little trick. So with drone ports, they just some general rules about how I set it up, and because I think that I figured out a way that makes a lot of sense and is easily scalable. So drone ports need to be 2 drone ports and at least 1 drone in order to sort of form a pair. And that's how it works. One drone can only is linked to 1 drone port, and it can only go to one location. So you can either have it at the provider or the requester drone port, and I have decided that it is always and only at the requester. So I'm going to say that if there is a requester, this one for example, this is at the supercomputer build and it requests batteries, then this is the one that has a drone and it has batteries. It is responsible for making sure that it has that. That's why I bring the batteries. I always have for each build, I have one that requests batteries, and the batteries fills itself up, fills the other ones up. And this one will then be supercomputer and cooling system inbound. So I have a drone and I have batteries. That means, but over if the cooling system, I do not have any, I have it different. And this case as well, here I'm getting radio control units. It's also important that this one is unable to unload. You can see there's 101 inbound. And those 101, it means that it now is stuck here until it can unload. That's the only way you can prevent drones from flying back and forth, is if they are unable to unload. So try to get as small a buffer as possible, because you're already going to have like a buffer of, here are these 18 chunks here, or 18 inventory slots. So you don't really want to unload from here into a buffer, into something else, and then also have the sort of the internal buffers here as well. So you're going to be having a lot of buffers, so don't add extra buffers, because this is how you prevent it from just burning through your batteries. And this is the last type. This is a provider. This is just providing supercomputers. As you can see, there's no batteries and there's no drones. You could add it, but if I do that, it would be inconsistent with the rest of my methodology. So that's why I deliberately have not placed it in here, because that's not how I want it. I want anything that requests, you can see here, anything that requests supercomputers. In this case, it's only the hub that requests supercomputers, and therefore, well, that's the one. And I'll show you just another example that is even more extreme than the supercomputer build, and that's going to be the turbo motor. But it is a kind of a city way, but it's also like incredibly space and let's say infrastructure efficient. It takes a lot of power, but infrastructure wise it is super efficient. Why is it super efficient? Because in this case we have turbo motors. Turbo motors are, you know it, absolutely horrendous and awful. They need 4 different items inbound. They create very, very slowly. I can do, you know what, I'll just put one more of these. There we go. Get it overclocked to up to 4.688 per minute. In this case, if we look at the methodology I'm using, I'm first having a turbo motor batteries. That's requesting batteries, and make sure that batteries gets provided to the other ones. Here I have turbo motor requesting cooling systems. If we want to see how many are inbound, I can't see how many are inbound because none are inbound. It's heading to the other location yet, so it's in the process of docking. So once it's done with docking, then when it switches to takeoff, then we can actually see it. This one is at takeoff, so I can hover here and see it has 873 either in here plus the ones that are coming in, which looks good. What about this one? Is it, yeah, okay, that's not what I wanted. See, 34 cooling system. Cooling systems is one of the things that just can't keep up, but that's to be expected. Motors, and here rubber, and the final one is the turbo motor provided outbound, and no batteries and no drones. This is just available, and it will be requested by only one, and that's going to be the hub for the turbo motors, which will come back and forth and steal that occasional little drone that comes in here. This is actually one of those that really is going to burn through a lot of my my batteries, because it goes back and forth from up here, down there, back and forth until it's filled up, and it's going to take a long time to fill up. And every time it goes, it will be consuming, I don't know, like 5, 6 or something. Let's take this one. This one is coming back. Oh yeah, with 451 radio control units. That will be, hello autosave. That will be placed in here, filling up this one, and then getting this one stuck in a steady position where it cannot exit. And this one will be the one with 34 cooling systems. Not much, but it'll be okay. Cooling systems is definitely the one that's holding us up right now. But it is what it is. There's going to be something. Eventually, when the supercomputers are all idle, it'll stop consuming that. At that point, then all of it will go into here, the turbo motor, and then it will be also stuck at that point as well. Let's have a look. Let's see if this one, see now this is full. If I look at this one, it still has, oh, it actually managed to unload everything. That's kind of sad, because now it's going to go out and bring in another batch. And are we not getting this one? Oh, we are, oh, there it is. 34 snaking its way in and going in and getting this one ready for, you know, how much, 18 per minute. So it's going to be like 2 minutes worth in here. So we're definitely going to burn through the cooling systems faster than we can, but that's like nothing to do with our drone hub. So let's just jump back to our drone hubs to wrap it up from there. And we're now back at the drone hub. So one of the things that this is obviously late game, very late game, and it will just be really nice if you want to build like even more massive bases than this, then you have everything available. I wish drones were a bit earlier so that you could build this maybe at tier 6 instead of tier 8, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, and it definitely completely negates any use for trains, because trains are absolutely horrendous in this game. Wish they would actually do something about it. But that's a different rant for another day. If you are watching this as the first video in, then I should let you know that there is actually a full Let's Play on my channel with the construction of this amazing base. So check the link in the description for if you want to watch the actual Let's Play. And yeah, so one of the things that I want to mention here at the end with regards to this drone hub is that you absolutely have to make sure that you have a lot of batteries. I'm producing 300 and something batteries per minute, and it's only enough because I've added one and letting it idle, add the next one, letting it idle. If you're setting all of this up and then enabling it, all of it at once, you would probably run out of batteries no matter how many batteries you have. But the idea here is, and you can see here, most of these are idle because they are actually full of things that just can't be unloaded. And that's actually weird why that one's not there. You can see here it has a few aluminium casing. This one has a few or some high-speed connectors, and as long as it has those, then it'll try to unload it. 400 of radio control units, and then it'll be idle and not consume any batteries. But battery, you absolutely must have a super production of batteries, because if your battery stops, then every single thing will just burn through your batteries that they have remaining, and then they'll get into an error state. So you've got to be a bit more aware. What the? Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I did have a research going. I was like, why is that flying in? I don't have any research. That was the last research we had. I just enabled some 15 minutes ago. All right, so what we have here, you can see it. I think there's not much to say about it. It is super awesome. Unfortunately, this is kind of the end of my Let's Play because I wanted to just make all this, and I don't know if it's... unfortunately, Satisfactory is not really appropriate for building mega builds because it takes forever and ever without drones and blueprints. So I don't think I'm going to be making much more. I'm going to be making a super awesome nuclear power plant, but aside from this, it really depends on the feedback. So thank you very much for watching, both on the Twitch streams where I prepare and design, on the YouTube episodes, and for following on this video about the drone hub. I'm super proud of it, and I hope you find it to be useful, inspiring, and maybe helpful to your own base setup. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay effective.